So yeah, the whole purpose for tonight's meeting is to share this with you, and I've sent the website to a lot of the leaders who are like directors and above in the crew, and just got their feedback. But the whole purpose is, I guess, to create a bit of, like we've got the community with 300,000 plus people. We've got Start Your Life, which is like 60,000 plus people. And then we've got, Be Well, which we've got, I think, 3,000 people in that group. The BFree group, where we've probably got, maybe, I don't know, 100 active business builders in there, or not really sure at the moment. But the point is it's just creating a bit of like, I don't know, a bit of a community of our own within the bigger community. So we're not separate to Isogenics, not separate to Start Your Life. It's all integrated, but we just get our own energy with it. And the cool thing about that is we can get our own social proof. We can create our own energy and vibe. We can do network marketing with integrity. We can create our own brand energy around who we are, and then from that we can attract people to that, which is powerful. Because if we don't have that powerful like community, then the attraction isn't as strong. So what I'll do is I will share my screen and run and and conversation. The chat box below, if you have a question, just before we go, stop. I'm not sure a lot of you have seen it, but our website is BFree. This is yours. This is your website.
Rory, can you hear me?
You're up. Yep, gotcha.
You're just breaking up a little bit, honey.
Yeah,
we can't really hear you.
Yep.
Can you try again?
Is that better? Just give me 1 second. Am I still there, Butters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit better. Sorry, Roz, it was really bad. You were breaking up and we couldn't hear you. It must have frozen also.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll do my best. The Wi-Fi is not bad, but if it does break up, let me know.
No worries.
Okay, I'll go back to share screen. So just general feel, like in the chat box, just light it up and just let us know what you like about, like this is the opening page. So what we have here is Be Well and BFree. We've got the start button. What we're going to have here under this start your journey button will be like, how Anna Richards has that 5-star service. That'll plug into a sequence. So they'll basically get an email on like, day 0, day 1, day 3, day 7, reminding about their auto ship and things like that. So it'll just run that sequence. So what will happen is anyone that you get started with the program, you just plug them into here, they register for that, and they'll get that email sequence. So then all that you have to do is just give the support and love that you have, plug them into the community, celebrate and recognize, and it takes away a lot of that sort of the structure and the guesswork. And then, so we've got the different components of what this is. So Be Well, I'll show you on here. So basically, Be Well is, the health side. So the weight loss, the energy and performance, healthy aging. So it's sort of like the product users and the product sharers. And the big thing about this is we just want to build like social proof, right? So there's sort of the 8 stages of any enterprise, and the first one is social proof, proof of product, right? So we have that in spades. So there's so many before and after photos, stories and stuff that we can leverage. So what we want to do is we just want to get them up in a public space so that people can see that. We're obviously doing it individually, but if we do it as a community and then feed that back into our own individual brands, then, we can leverage each other's social proof. So, we've got that in spades. The other side of it is BFree. So that's the opportunity side. So, when you go to the new Isogenics website, it's got these, these 5, the green, the red, the orange, the blue, and the purple buttons at the top. So all I've done is I've color coded and kept that in the same line. So Be Well is basically the health stuff. BFree is just the business builders and the opportunity. So when we're going through these pages, just keep that in your back of your mind. So one's more health orientated and sharing, and one's more sort of I guess you've got a passion for health, but you've also got a passion for building a networked enterprise. And I guess, that's where we start talking a bit more about the business opportunity and the timing and growth of Isagenix, how you do 9-day game plans. You try out a brand. So this is a real big one I'll touch on as we go through the website as well. So what we have is, Isagenix is obviously its own business and its own brand. And then within that, you've got the Healthy Mind and Body, Start Your Life, the Ice Body Challenge, blah, blah, blah. And then we've got this community, which we're all sort of part of and we can give value to. But within that, we've got our own sort of personal identity and brand. I put Rob and Rhea up because they do it real well. Their brand is quite clear, as to what they're doing. Have a think of someone that you'd personally like to model who does this business really well. But make sure that you stand out within this community as well, because then you'll attract people to you, not just to Isagenix or to the Be Well, Be Free community, because that's the biggest question I think that people have asked is how does this then get to you? So at the moment, we can leverage all the Isagenix stuff. We're not going to reinvent the wheel there. We've got these two amazing communities, Be Well and Be Free, which have organically grown to what they are at the moment. And we can create attraction to that. We can do some digital marketing. And I think that's where this will really benefit you in the future. And then all you have to then do is then funnel these, any attraction to you directly as part of these bigger communities. So I just want to give you an overview of how this sort of fits in. And also the value of this website will be whether or not it helps you with solve a problem, or if it helps you with actually looking after anyone that you get started, or helps you with your business builders and things like that. And I guess, looking forward, for any directors and above, what we're going to do is we'll help you create your own sort of website page. And I'll show you that in a second. And the reason we made it directors and above, because it just means that, you've given some value to the community, you put it in, you put the work in, you've got a legitimate sort of enterprise. And also you're in a space of duplicating as well. And then also, from that Team Genius point of thing as well, and there's a great example of at the moment that everyone's sort of done the Be Well Spring Cleanse. So then we can actually do promotions and attract people to our community directly. So this is a great example of everyone working together in the essence of what we want to do here. So it's almost like many hands makes light work. And Fib and Laura, you guys have done a great job like organising the schedules. Butters, the webinars, and Mandy and Lockie and everyone that's basically put energy into that. That works really well. So that's sort of the energy that I want to hold for this page going forwards. So this is the general look. So what we have here is, the Be Well, they're those 4 pieces I talked about. Be Free is the opportunity side, so that's more the business builders. And what I've done is I've linked in a webinar. So this is actually the webinar we did a while ago with Jen Patch, Jono Patch, Jen Jeffries, who else did we have? Oh, Danny Catania. So basically it's naturopath, sports dietitian, physio, and then I think we even had Zoe in there as a pharmacist. And I've kept that in there just because we've got the different elements. So what's kind of cool is that's the first webinar that people will see. So they can actually register their seat. We capture their details. And it's got all of this. I was the one that hosted that. We've got the presenters and a bit of this stuff here, right? And what they can actually do is you capture their name and detail, and they can schedule a time that they actually want to watch it. So if they want to watch it now, they can watch yesterday's replay. It's basically an evergreen webinar, right? Or they can schedule it in their diary for later in the week if they just pop on this page. So this is a really cool feature that if you want someone to watch a webinar, they can actually register and to see that one. And this one, I think it had 1,500 views or something. So it had a fair bit of traction as well, which is good, right? And then what I've got down here is the 2 YouTube channels. So every Monday we do a Be Free Monday and we upload it onto the Be Free YouTube channel. So if you need to find any of the Be Free Monday Zooms or anything like that, they're all going to be here. And all the Be Well stories as well. So I've been capturing stories each week. On Wednesday when we do the Be Well sort of webinars, similar to the ones that Kylie's been doing. So I've just been uploading those onto the Be Well YouTube channel. So all those stories and all that social proof and all that stuff is here. So what will happen over time is we'll capture more and more stories and have more and more content to share with people, which will be really cool. And then obviously the products is, our partners is, Isagenix, Start, and Amplified Network Marketing. And our products, so we've got like a 28-day kickstart. We can change that to a 30-day kickstart. Doesn't really matter. We've got a 16-week transformation, we've got annual maintenance, and the Healthy Mind and Body program. So all these links take you to the actual site. So again, we haven't reinvented the wheel. It's just organized in a space where, you know, you guys got one website and you can just point them there. And if they want to start a healthy mind and body, they click on it. It takes you through that process. You know, and what we can do there is just keep it really, really simple. So we're not having to keep bookmarks of all these different sort of pages and products. And then obviously, you know, giving's a big thing. So make a wish, buy one, give one. I'm going to introduce into the group. So every time, you know, we start someone on the program, we're going to pay something forward. And I'm happy to run that from my end. So as an example, someone starts a nutrition plan program and we pay forward horticulture training to a kid in Indonesia, or we do an online webinar and then we pay forward an education tool to a kid in Africa. So it will just create this nice little, nice little ecology to the community as well. And then we've got the team pages. So these are people that are director and above. So what I'll do as an example, I'll use Reese and Rach as an example. So once you get to director and above, we'll create your own little, we'll let you guys sort of figure out, you know, I don't know what qualifies them or what value you have to give back to the community or whatever. But, you know, this basically, so all Reese would do is share this with people. So he'd copy and paste his website. It's got links to all their business and Instagram and Skype and things like that. You know, a bit about them, a bit about their quote, and then it links them to the YouTube channel. And then also we've got a Facebook page for the community. So on here, you know, I've just been sharing. So Tully shared something about the spring cleanse. So that's on there. So make sure you go and like these pages because these will be yours. And what I'll put out to the leaders as well is there's 7 days, and I'll see if any of the directors who are in the group, if they just wanted to take 1 day and just post a story and something inspiring each day. So say I was doing Tuesday for Be Well, I'd go find a story, and then something in the afternoon, maybe if we did it at like 7 a.m., 7 p.m., we capture both time zones, then we just get a nice bit of content and value going out into the world on a public forum. And that's something that everyone in the community can leverage as well. You know, and then say Sarah could do Wednesday, so she'd do the same thing, and we can make all of you guys direct admins of these pages. So it's your page as much as it is sort of mine or ours or anything, right? So that's sort of the focus there. For the BFree side of things, so this is more business oriented. So on here, and I haven't shown this, but there's as we build up, you know, we've got our webinars with Kathy Coover, Jen Schultz, you know, Peter Kelly. So this will start to build up a bit of a catalogue over time as well. And also there's a register now for the webinar link down the bottom, and also a link to the Start Your Life movement if anyone's under 35. So that would be like your leader page. So it saves anyone feeling like they have to go and, you know, create their own website or anything like that. Just get a really good social media page and link that in up top. One thing I've added that Reese and Rach haven't got is I've got a big green button, and it links to Schedule Once or Calendly. These are two things where people can book time with you directly. So if you haven't set those up already, it might be worth looking into. So it's calend.ly. That's a really cool scheduling tool. And then Schedule Once is one that I use. So that way people could say you send this to Kylie, and Kylie's like, hey, I really like the page. I had a look at your social page, and the social proof is pretty cool. You got some really nice people in your community. And then they also see the business side. I'm like, oh, I'm actually interested in the network side as well. Then they can register and book actually into your calendar straight away. So that's just something that, you know, just to know down the track. So far, thumbs up, thumbs down. How's it looking? Good? Awesome. All right. Awesome. Yeah, a lot of thumbs up. Sick. All right. So, and then what we do now is we plug into the Be Well side. So the point of this page is for anyone that's, you know, starting their health journey, so 30-day kickstart into the 16-week challenge, right? So what I have here, I'll see if I can find it. I put together Be Well 16-week. Oh, here. So this is just a sequence that I put together. So for anyone that's a product user, so basically they come in, pre-assessments like your before photo. You know, we can add them into like a Be Well spring cleanse page or promotion page, or we can add them in as interested into the Be Well page. And then month 1, they do the 30-day reset, right? So they do the full detox. And, you know, then we take a after photo after the first month. What I recommend in the second month is obviously the first 30 days, like the reset, the next 90 days is the maintenance, which essentially makes up the 16-week challenge. But if we set everyone on this process as it being like a 30-day reset into 90 days of maintenance after that, then we'll get some really cool results. And then what I've put here is obviously we've got the 16-week challenge. That's a process they can plug into, and also the Healthy Mind and Body program. So what I recommend there, for just from a coaching point of view, is you might want to, you know, give them a bit of love and support them for the first 30 days, but then you want to become progressively redundant from their health journey. So it might be a good time at the end of the first 30 days to integrate the 60-day Mind and Body program for that middle 2 bits. And that should give them the mental resilience to get through the 16-week challenge. And then obviously, you know, Isagenix has set up all the, you know, all the accolades and the recognition and the awards and stuff there. So we don't have to do that. We just need to plug into the 30-day reset, the 16-week challenge, and the 60-day Mind and Body program. And, you know, that's essentially what Be Well is, right? And along the way, we can capture stories, put them up on the Facebook page, capture stories, put them on the YouTube channel. And, you know, and then that way we build more social proof over time rather than sort of getting lost in it a little bit. So does that make sense? That little sequence there? Yep. Cool. So yeah, so that's essentially what Be Well is, right? So just put our vision. We can shift and change that. You guys go have a look, but we just put something together that sort of talks about it more from the nutritional cleansing point of view. So people aren't getting confused between network marketing and actually coming and doing a nutritional detox. The why needs to be front and center. We put stories at the top and we put social at the top as well. And then we've got apply to start your journey. So I've got Mylene on here, and she's going to be the project manager for the website and the pages. So anyone that comes here and gets lost or, you know, ends up reaching out to the page will always go to admin@bewellbefree.global, which is Mylene. And Mylene's first question will be asking who referred you here. And then her job will be to then basically connect them with you and connect them with the page, right? And then what we have here is so all the different tools that we've picked up along the way, right? So this is where all that stuff is. Again, didn't reinvent the wheel, just put it in a way that's a bit more digestible. So allied health professionals overview. So in here, we've got, you know, things from Danny Catania, all Jan Jeffries stuff, like all that stuff is there, the webinar. 101 about cleansing. So we've got the science behind products. You know, we've got your favorite Mary Evans one. All these videos are there, right? So this is quite cool. If people ask questions, you can literally just send them to here or send them to, you know, like I know for me, like once I was pointing in the direction of the tools, I went in like researched it for like days, right? So if we're directing them to this, then at least we'll direct their journey and they can get the right information. Isagenix question, like products overview. So you probably get that a fair bit. You know, how do you do a shake day, cleanse day, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff is there too, right? And then we've got all the whiteboard overviews, which are quite cool. So, you know, the AMP, anything to do with the greens, the AMP line, the coffee, the myth busters, the science behind replenish, blah, blah, blah. So all the product stuff is there. And then we've got a bit of inspiration to do the 16-week challenge. So this is all the stories from the IsaBody people that have gone through it. So you've got like 50, 60 stories here, right, from people that have, you know, been through the 16-week challenge and done really well. And again, there's another call to action to get people to register for the live webinar. So at every stage, we're trying to connect them with either a Facebook page so they can follow us, or we're trying to capture their details and get them to register so that we've got their name and their number. Or, you know, the other thing is they can email directly if they want to do it, you know, a little bit more incognito. So we've got like three ways to capture them, which is really cool. All right, so Be Well. That's fuzzy reception. Yep. Is it still okay? You guys can hear me? Yep. Okay. So just in the chat box, just write, you know, what sort of excites you about the Be Well page and any ideas. So Be Well thread, anything that's sort of coming to your mind straight away, we'll capture that. So just in the chat box, just write anything in there that you like, any ideas you have. Again, this is going to be created for you guys. So the more input you have over the next 6 months, the more this will become a space that you use regularly. And that's the whole point of it, right? There's no point having a website that no one uses. So, all right, I'll carry on. This one's really exciting as well, because the business side, I think, can be quite hard to set up the systems and processes to how to get people started and things like that. Most of us sort of fall into it a little bit, but if there's a bit of a system to it, and we're direct, because the tracks are there, but we just got to direct them to the tracks and keep them on the tracks. We know that. So this one's all about the opportunity. So this is, this is network marketing. This is, the digital nomad. This is the people that are looking for freedom. People are looking for time. People are looking for a part-time business to add on some residual income to pay off their mortgage, or, maybe they're looking for the right company to join with, right? And they understand network marketing and all of that. So again, we've got the vision front and center, both, our collective one, which is the Isogenics one, and also the Start Your Life one. And then the why is front and center for BFree as well. So it's about a community. It's about freedom. It's about time is wealth. That's essentially what all of us are chasing in one way or another, is an abundance of time to do the stuff that we want to do and help the people that want to help, and also have the resources to be able to do that, right? So again, stories are front and center. Social pages are front and center. So we're getting people to follow us there. And then there's an application to join the BFree community. So this is cool, because what this does is this takes them to the purpose test. So what this aligns with the 17 sustainable development goals, takes 2 minutes. And what you want to be doing is, if people obviously aligned in good health and well-being for all people, that's a big tick, right? If they're more interested in, sustainability, or, women's empowerment or something, it just gives you an idea that their higher purpose might not be aligned with this vehicle, or it might be. They can obviously shift and change it, but it's just some tests so that you can get a pretty clear picture of who you're working with. Values test, that's another one. So again, Sayers has gone through this enough times, but it's a DiMartini values test, so it takes you there, so you can get a list of what their top 5 values are. The passion test, so what are their top 5 passions? Obviously you want to see good health and well-being in their values, in their passions, in their purpose. And then Genius Test is really cool as well, because it's like, that DISC profile. It's sort of like that, but it integrates all of them, and it says what your strengths are. So not everybody likes being on stage. Not everybody likes systems and processes. Not everybody likes calling people. Not everybody likes marketing, right? So the cool thing about that is, if you know what their strengths are, then you can see how you can add, how you can work with them, but also how they can integrate into the community. So, obviously, Laura's pretty organized, because she did that template and organized that group, right? That's not something that I'm good at, but if we know each other's strengths, then we can sort of work together a little bit better as well, without trying to do everything by ourselves. I think the day of the solopreneur is gone. So let's just bring this community together and start sharing the love, and I think we can all succeed together. So yeah, and then down here is the 6 skills, right? So one thing I will add in down the track will be the belief questionnaire. So this will be really handy, because you can actually send it to someone and be like, along the journey, they might say their belief in network marketing is 3 out of 10, right? So you get this little sliding scale, and I'll send that to you as the person that's supporting it on their business journey. And say, network marketing is where they've got the biggest barrier. So then we've got all the resources here, that goes into network marketing mythbusters with David Wood, Robert Kiyosaki and Oprah talking about it, Tony Robbins talking about network marketing. All that stuff is there, so then they can just go nuts. We've got Eric Rory, Dale Carnegie, blah blah blah, all that stuff, TEDx talks. So all the social proof about network marketing is there, so they can go upskill and get immersed in that area. The next one might be the company. It might be where they're lacking belief. So in here is, so Kathy Coover, you're hearing from Emily Vavra, you're hearing from all these people that we see at Celebration, right? Got Peter Kelly, who's got the opportunity webinar, Emily, and also there's some solutions webinars, so you can actually model. Say, like Kylie as an example, you've been doing some webinars. You can go see how Emily and Hayden run theirs, right? So you can figure out, if there's any things you can tweak or add, or, they've been doing it for 5, maybe 10 years, and they're multimillionaires in the business. So there's the little things that we can model from them. The the other skills is a science. So that's a big one. So that links back to Be Well. And then obviously the compensation plan is a big one. So everything from you share, they share, repeat. The talk that Jim Coover did about like the actual foundations of the compensation plan for people that need that. Lynn Hagedorn, how she goes through it really simply and talks about impact. There's the details one with Eric Coover, which goes through all the bits and pieces. And all the other stuff as well, right? So there's the 5-cycle secret. All these little things that you can add in. Jimmy Smith on the isogenics plan. The cycling, it's all there, right? So the cool thing is all in one space. You can figure out where they're lacking belief and you can direct them to the tools. Skill 5 is personal development. So this is a big one, right? So there's all the stuff from Zig Ziglar, Peter Kelly going over the why and the noise. That was a really cool piece. I think that, a lot of people can relate to. Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, someone's like got a big fear thing, you send them that link, right? Someone's lacking inspiration. I love this one from Ellen DeGeneres about how to make people like you. So connecting with authenticity. It's all that type of stuff, which are all little pieces of the puzzle that make you better at I don't know, just being a good human and also attracting people to this business. And then skill 6 is your ability to actually have belief that you can be a network marketer and actually run a legitimate enterprise. So this is like the how. So this is, most people get stuck into the how without, having belief in the company or knowing enough about the products or really understanding the compensation plan. So if you jump straight into the how without, doing a bit of, getting a little bit more of a foundation in these other areas, you can just be sort of like blasting with no real direction. So we want to make sure that, obviously give people, we'll hold their hand and help them do the you share, they share, repeat. I think, we should be the ones, helping people get their products paid for and, rocking up and, maybe doing webinars for them or hosting meetings for them. Jackson Parr does it really well. He'll host the first one for them. Or in-home and help people get their products paid for. But after that, once they get money in their account, you want to, again, start to make yourself progressively redundant, get them to an event, and then, they can sort of start their own journey. So that's skill 6. Now, and the other thing I put down here is how to basically get your business started, because this is a big thing that I think people get stuck with. And the first one is, you need an epic sort of health journey, a health story, right? Or you need to at least use the products and love the products, because if you've just come in to create money without giving a shit about health or about others and you haven't actually done the products properly, it's going to be extremely hard to run a business. So step 1 is be well, right? Do the 30-day kickstart, do the 60-day mind and body challenge, do the 16-week challenge, and be a product of the product. Step 2 is you share, they share, repeat. Simple as that. So help people get their products paid for. We know if people cycle once and they have a good health journey, there's 95% retention. Yeah. So that's step 1 and 2. Step 3 is then getting them to an event. So you don't need to be the expert network marketer. And this is cool because even if you come in and you're an 18-year-old kid, you know nothing about network marketing, you have a good health journey, you work with your community to help them share it and get paid for, and then you get them to an event. That's all this is about. And then step 4 is running your first 90-day promotion, which is, the 90-day challenge, which, we've got one running now as well. So, and, the promotion, which is really cool, and what we're starting to do as a community now is we're doing the Be Well Spring Cleanse. So it makes it extremely easy for everyone to run a 90-day promotion if they can just plug into the energy of the group, right? Rather than feeling like you have to just do it by yourself. Because like I said before, like that feeling that you need to do it yourself and it's you against the world, like let's get rid of that. That's bullshit. I don't know. That's ego not asking for help. That's, me thinking that I can do it better than everyone else. And it's like, just leverage each other and leverage what's already there. And we can all succeed at this. And then once, if people haven't gone through those first 4 steps, then, the bigger stuff, you don't even worry about that. Get them, if they haven't had a good health journey, make sure they've had a health journey, like a really good health journey. If they haven't shared it with 2 people, they're not manager yet, then help them do that, because all this bigger stuff can actually make people overwhelmed. So if we just keep it that simple and just, take, like I think says it really well, give people enough information to take the next step. Here are the steps. Super simple. And again, like we get them to an event, there's, again, like I think it's, 90+% retention with the business if they've done 1, 2, and 3, right? So these are the cool things. These steps have been designed based on what people have told us in the feedback from the company about how we get people to have good results, and also how we can sort of keep them in the business and also promote retention. And then you might be someone who's like at director and, you're like, shit, how do I actually, you're seeing your cycle weeks sort of go up and down a little bit. And Brett Davis says it really well. He said, the strength of your enterprise isn't your biggest cycle week, it's your lowest cycle week. So you want to find a way to build enough momentum deep enough into your business to actually have it ticking over to the point where, you measure the success of your enterprise by your lowest cycle week. So that's, obviously the quickest way to optimize the compensation plan is get to executive and stay as paid as executive. And now we know that can be seemingly easy, hard, depending on what your mindset is. So we need to master that. And this is also really important as well, because even when I work with the Entrepreneurs Institute guys, their first thing they say is you need to get your first 10 customers. So that's, if people haven't got their first 10 customers, then your business does not yet exist. So most people have done you share, they share, repeat. That's like 4 customers. So once they get to 10, that's when their enterprise actually begins. Up until that point, they're just happy product users and sharers, right? So just have that in your mind that once you've helped them help 10 people, their enterprise has actually started. Anything before that is they're just having fun with self-development and they're learning the ropes and things like that. All right. So, and then I guess, getting to exec is the big sort of, that's the tracks to run on that, Lisa DeMayo talks about, that Susan Fly talks about as well. And they're the quickest way to make money with this business. The other thing we talked about as well is mastering your personal brand. So you need to, you can't be invisible to the market and you can't be invisible within the Isagenix community. Jackson Parr, clear personal brand, right? Anna Richards, clear personal brand, clearly linked to nutritional cleansing, clearly linked to Isagenix. And I've had to figure out how to do that in my own way, and you have to do the same, right? So for me, I talk about in terms of I've got integrated health solutions. Rory Callahan is very health orientated, and one of the tools he has in his belt is nutritional cleansing, and that's how I link it to my personal brand. You as a mum, you as a student, you as a health coach or a spiritual teacher, you've got to find how this links to your personal brand and do it in a way that is authentic and organic to you. Don't try to copy anyone else. Maybe model someone that's doing it really well and emulate them, but do it with your own authenticity and your own integrity. And then the next thing is running team promotions. So this is what we talked about before with the Be Well Spring Cleanse is, it's once you get all the moving pieces and everyone, chiming together, that's when your business really grows. And that's when I've seen the biggest growth in my business is when everyone just starts working together and it's all of a sudden everything just, I don't know, there's just this momentum that comes from it. And then if you can teach people how to do that 2, 3, 4 levels deep, then that's when you've got a really legitimate enterprise that's going to be a legacy-based thing that you can hand over to your kids. And if you're starting a business, think in terms of 5 and 10 years. Don't think in terms of 1 year, 2 years, 4 weeks, 6 weeks. Because anything can be achieved over 5 to 10 years, providing that you follow these steps and you show up and you do what you need to do. The other thing as well I've added in is a platform that I use. It's a Genius U platform. This is something you have a look at in your own time, but what it is it just helps any enterprise. So you can use this with a networked enterprise, you can use this with a startup, you can use this with a big business. But the first, there's some things in there that take you through getting cash flow positive. So for a lot of people that are running this business, you don't even have your own personal finances sorted, let alone your business finances, right? So this is just about how to, if you're imagining that you're building this amazing enterprise, which is this huge house, it's about getting the plumbing right. It's about keeping the flow on so that you're not worried about financial stress as you're trying to help people. It's about getting the foundation right. It's about, building the room and deciding who you actually want to invite into your house and who you want to sit at, what type of customers you actually want to help. Is it mums? Is it performance? Is it more the athletes? So where's your niche market? And then the BFree side of things is these are essentially directors in your business. Who do you actually want to have dinner with? There's been a lot of people that have come into this community and, I wouldn't want to go out to dinner with them. So start attracting, and not a lot, a very small number actually, but the point is just figure out who are those people that you'd actually you'd love to travel the world with, or you'd love to sit down in Margaret River and have cups of tea with and talk about this stuff. Build your own little tribe and your own little vibe and you'll attract more people like that. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. And then the only other thing we have here is a link to the events, link to global training, link to the team. So just have a play with these in your own time. So as an example, the events one's good because everyone's like, oh, when's the next event? You know, that's a big thing that we sort of, we share. And this has just got a link to all the different events, right? And what I've done here is I've actually linked over to Heidi McCallan's site because she's organised it better than we have, and she's got links to Facebook. So again, rather than trying to reinvent the wheel, I'm just linking and integrating to things that are already working. So what I might do is you can all take yourself off mute, ask any questions, or maybe use a chat box. That might be easier, and then we'll finish up for the night. How's that sound? All groovy? So take yourselves off mute. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I do, Roz. Can I just ask a quick one?
Yeah, go.
So just in regards to obviously the page and it being, so say someone hits the page that is probably not connected at all with anyone, and they're sending an email or something like that to the admin and Mylene's getting it.
Yep.
Are you just kind of obviously directing that person there? If they've got no connection with anyone, you're directing it with the person that resonates best with them, or I guess you just work that out as we go along?
No, I think what we'll do there is, and that's a good question, I think, and this is, I guess, a benefit for like being a director and having your own sort of page, is what I'll do is I'll just get Mylene to send them to the team, and that person can choose the person they resonate with the most.
Yeah.
Simple as that, really. So if it's like a mum and she's in Margaret River, and she's just following on the page, like obviously she will look at you and be like, oh, Mandy's down in Margaret River, she's a mum, like she might want to go with you, or she might want to, I don't know, something, it might be a footy player who's, a bit more sports related, and he might want to go with me, so in that circumstance, we'll give them choice.
Yep.
How's that sound? Does that sound pretty fair?
Yeah, absolutely. And just so much freaking gratitude. I know that it's been a massive thing for what you've put into this, and really, really grateful. Sort of didn't quite understand where it was all coming from to start with. I know I didn't, because I just had so many other things going on, but seeing it all come together has been incredible. So I'm really, really grateful for everything you've done there, Roz.
Yeah, thanks, man. And that's the thing, like, and this is a massive lesson. Like, if you've got a vision, guys, just hold on to it and just do it, because then eventually once you've got it, people understand it. So this has been in my mind for a long time, but I haven't really been able to probably communicate it well enough. But now that it's something that you can use, just let me know functionally if you like it, if there's things that we can improve, because again, this has been designed for you. So this is your, like, you can tell people this is my page, like this is your page, like this is the community I'm part of, this is whatever, right? So take ownership of it, and also add value to it, and add value to the communities, add value to the pages. I'll have a chat with the guys at the directors and see who wants to put their hand up to take a day just to post on the Be Well and the BFree page. And then that way, we can run some digital marketing through that. That's probably the next step. And I think that's where we can really set ourselves apart from the rest of the communities in Isogenics, is by getting some digital marketing going. Because it, especially on Instagram and Facebook, like especially in the UK market, we could generate a lot of fresh leads to this community, and for very minimal output as well. So this is where we can leverage the skills and stuff that and the people that I've met along the way, and they can help us as a community get more people getting attracted to us as well. So hopefully that all makes sense. Cool bananas. Any other questions?
Just wanted to add something, or ask a question. I know you sent this through. I hadn't had time to give feedback, but again, like, super grateful, because you can tell so much time and energy's gone into this. And I know I've attempted like websites in the past, and like there's so much to like getting it to this point. So like, gratitude for your patience as well.
It's all good.
And I guess like anything, like it's fluid and it'll move and change, as these things do. I guess my question is, like, I would be really interested, because we're so in this, we're so in network marketing, we're so in the health that we get it. So what I would be really interested in is, like, it looks awesome, like visually it's awesome. I think where we can really start seeing how it is getting across is by chatting to like potential prospects, or it could even be a good tool to do, like, what do they call it? The indirect approach almost, and just say, hey guys, we've just got our, business website up. I'd be really interested. We'd really love feedback on what it's like for a person outside of our business to what they understand, what they don't understand, because all these terms and words and stuff make sense to us, but I'd be really keen to hear how our prospects are receiving it, what they get, what they don't get. Is it too much information? What do you take from it? Does it make you want to find out more? Like, so I really feel for us it could be such a cool opportunity to maybe, shortlist 4 or 5 people that we would love to share this with, and literally just be like, hey, I'd love your feedback because you're X, Y, and Z. Like, I really respect you, like literally a indirect kind of approach, and I think then we can kind of really come back with something tangible and maybe make these little changes to just make sure that we could love it, but we want to make sure it's landing with the people that it's built for.
Yeah, spot on, Taz. And maybe this is a cool little challenge we can all have individually, is use this as a promotion tool, right? So go write down, like, you probably got a list of 10 people that are thinking about doing the products at the moment. So this would be a great opportunity to go find 10 people and share the Be Well side of things and say, hey, I know you've been looking at the nutritional cleansing thing. We've got this website up. We're actually just looking for a bit of feedback. What do you think about the website? Does this get it across? And message those 10 people that are on your Be Well list. And then the other side of it is, if there's any business orientated people that have been sniffing around and they're interested in the networked enterprise, write down a list of 10 people that you'd love to be in your BFree board and go send them and ask them for their advice as well. What do they think about the page? So you could actually, a list of 10 in the Be Well side, 10 in the BFree side, and then that way we can get a fair bit of feedback. And also it's a great way for you to, like Sarah said, use the indirect approach and also introduce people to the community, and maybe it might help people understand what you do a little bit better as well. Or maybe the feedback might be different. And that's the key, is like, if we understand it's good, but if we're going to be sharing it with, strangers and people we meet along the way, it needs to make sense to them. So I think you're spot on with that, Sarah. Is everyone happy to do that? Share it with 10 Be Well prospects and 10 BFree prospects and just get the feedback.
Yeah, because I love all of it. I think the start page is great, the Be Well page. My gut feeling is the BFree bit might be a bit confusing and overwhelming for new people, just because network marketing is a confusing concept for most people to get their head around. So my gut feeling is that it might be a bit much, and it could just be taking a few things out, because I just feel like the intention of any website is sort of just to really get people excited to kind of take the next step. Like, people will never buy just going off a website, but so I think particularly the BFree page, just because network marketing is kind of an interest, people need a bit of understanding around it anyway. So anyway, that's just my thoughts, but it looks great. It really does.
That's awesome. What I was thinking there is that actual BFree page, I think, will be more for like the people working with business builders, and what you can share as the BFree sort of like link would be your personal page. So this is where you talk about why you do network marketing, a link to your lifestyle. We can actually get the Facebook widget up, so you actually they got a link to your thread, and they can see you being a digital nomad. And then it's just got the stories and the social widgets, and then it's got a call to action on the bottom, which is to join the webinar.
So would the BFree almost be like a members section almost? Like once you
it could be. Could be, yeah. I've got sorry, you go.
Like I'm just thinking, like, if I get it now, like maybe that's more for people once they're already engaged, and they can really go and I don't know. But yeah, okay, I get that.
Yeah. So I think that's the way that I was thinking about using it. But again, you guys have a play. Figure out what works for you. And again, great questions, Says, and great input, and just everyone, like, it doesn't matter if you've been in this business for like a week, 2 months, your input is valuable. So don't be scared. Feel free. Like, what we might do is just share the feedback in the BFree page, in the thread under the 21st of August, the BFree Monday thing. So anything that pops up, just get that thread going, and I'll look over it with Mylene and Angel, and anything that's really pertinent we can put in for changing in the next month through iteration. And also, if anyone else is director in the group and they want their own page, get them in contact with me as well, and I'll send them a template to get this set up. You just send me your social widgets, and we'll get you a page as well. So I see down the track that we'll eventually have 50, 100 people with their profiles on here and their own pages. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Cool. All right. I'm gonna love you and leave you guys. Pretty exciting stuff. Thanks, the one call. That's all right. The one call to action is the Be Well 10 and the BFree 10. So go get some feedback from people that have been on your list, and let us know what you think.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Roz.
Thank you, Rory. No worries, guys.
Well, thanks, Roz.
Thanks, Rory.
All good. See you guys. I'll see you next Monday.
See ya.